Hi everyone, welcome to the Business Analytics class. In this video I am going to show you the steps to download both the software R and RStudio in your computers. The system that I'm using today is a Windows, but the steps to follow for a Mac would be similar. So like I said earlier, R is a free software, which is why we're just going to simply go to Google and type R software. And that's going to pop up the results for you, and it's going to be this first link here, which is the website called R Project. Once you click there, you're going to arrive at R's own website. Just a little bit of introduction about R. R is a programming language, and it's a free software environment for statistical computing and graphics. It's open source, which means that anybody around the world can write a package, write a function for R, put it up on the internet, and the others can have access to it. So this makes the sharing of information and knowledge very easy across all the R users around the world. Now, because R itself is a command-driven software, which means that you're not going to see a lot of tables and menus when you open up R. Instead, you have to type the command and then run the function. It's very similar to the process of coding, but luckily there is an interface platform for R called RStudio. So for the purpose of this class, we're going to need both R and RStudio. R would be the machine, the brain power behind RStudio, but the interface that we're going to be dealing with would be RStudio. So you need to download both those softwares in your computers. So once I'm here in this page for R, you're going to see this download option and click on the CRAN, which takes you to the different links according to country where you can download R from, depending the location where you're accessing it from. So since we're in the United States, I'm going to click on the first link in the United States. It does not matter where you download it from the United States segment. All of them are going to mostly lead you to this page here. So here you have the option to download R for the operating system that you're working with. For me, it's a Windows, but if you have a Mac OS, then you're going to click on the Mac option. So I'll go ahead and click on download R for Windows. And because you have not installed R on your computers, I'll click on install R for the first time here in the first line. Once you click there, it's going to take you to this page, and you're going to download R 3.6.1 for Windows on your computers. After you click there, the download should automatically start at the bottom of your browser here. And once the download is complete, I'll click on this exe file to run it. Select the language and press next. This is going to ask you about the components that you want to install. This depends on your operating system. If you have a 64-bit operating system, you're going to use this one. I'm going to keep all of them checked because I'm working from a lab computer here, so I'm going to check all of these. But for you, you can customize it to your 64-bit file if you have a 64-bit operating system. Okay, we don't want to customize for now, so I'll just click no here. and press next. I do want a desktop shortcut, which is why I'm checking the option of a desktop shortcut. If you need a quick launch shortcut as well, you can check that too. And now it's going to start the installation process. It's pretty fast to do that on your computers. R is not too heavy, so it does not take a lot of storage space on your computers. While this is being installed, I'm going to go back to my browser and search for RStudio. This is going to be the interface that we're going to be working on. So RStudio is the platform or the environment on which R runs. It's going to be this first link, www.rstudio.com. And once you click on it, you can go to the products section of RStudio and click on RStudio. There are different versions of RStudio. There's a paid version as well, which is called RShiny. It has slightly more capabilities than this free version, but for our purposes, this free version should do. So I'll click on this RStudio desktop, and it takes me to this page here, where at the bottom of the page you see the download RStudio desktop, which is free. So we want the free version, download that, and it takes you to this page here where you can select the platform that you're working on. If you have a Mac, you're going to select the Mac OS, and if you have a Windows, you're going to select the Windows option. And the download should automatically start here at the bottom. I'm going to click on that, and that's going to help me run RStudio the same way that I did with R itself. So press next, next again, and just install. So it's as easy as that. R is being installed right now, and my computer is working to install RStudio as well. Because I already had R installed in my computer, so I'm going to open up Rs and RStudio, both of them, for you to give you a sneak peek of what it looks like working with that software. Boom. So here it is. This is what R looks like. Like I said, it's pretty sad looking. You don't see a lot of menus. What you see is just this tiny console screen in front of you where you can type commands like find the sum of 4 and 5. And it's going to give you the option, like a calculator. Or you could multiply 15 with 45, and it's going to give you the answer. So if you just work with R itself, this is what you're going to be working with. But luckily for us, RStudio is a slightly better interface, which makes it more user-friendly to work with R. So instead, I'm going to minimize this and go back to my desktop where I see the shortcut for RStudio after it has been installed, and double click on this. And from now onwards, we're always going to open RStudio, not R. Oops. Sorry. I think it's still downloading this, so we have to wait for a bit. So this is what the RStudio interface looks like. I double clicked on my RStudio shortcut, or you can look for RStudio under your programs here, where it has just recently been installed. And once you click on it, you should see this screen pop up in front of you. This is a slightly more user-friendly view than compared to R itself, what you see are basically 4 windows in front of you. So this bottom screen here on the left hand side is the console. This is where we're going to type our commands. So if I want to find out the sum of 4 plus 5, this is where I'm going to type it, and that's where the answer pops up. Right here on the bottom right, you're going to see a window which will show you the different files that you have created, the plots that you may create in R, the packages that you may run, a help menu, and a viewer of the different types of graphs or charts that you may draw with R. So we're not going to be using this screen too much. We're mostly going to be working in the console area and in this top left hand side, which is the script area. Right now, if you don't have any script open, you might just see these 3 windows, but if you want to open up a new script, you can simply click on this plus green sign and click on R script, and it shows up over here. The R script portion is useful when we're trying to create our own function or trying to run different steps which always follow each other. So I can type all those commands together here in this script and run all of them together instead of typing them one by one in this console video. And the 4th window is this top window on the right hand side, which shows you the environment, the history, and the connections. So the history, I've only had 1 command so far, which is being shown here under the history. The environment is going to show you the different types of data that you've already uploaded and the names of those data sets that you have uploaded. So this is what your RStudio interface looks like, and you have all these menus, drop-down menus up in the top. For today's class, why don't you take a look at the practice document that I've uploaded on R and try to run some of those commands in R to get yourself familiar with the software.